Let us see our next last algorithm, that is a round robin. See, in this round robin algorithm, we can tell that this round robin, it is just like a FCFS, that is first come first served. So it is going to be in a first come first served order, but it is a preemptive. So you can tell this as a, that is FCFS order and preemptive. So I'll tell you how. See, here in the table you can just see, consider the following set of processes that arrive at a time 0. He has given that time 0. So all the processes are coming at the interval time 0. So I'm going to fill P1, P2, P3 as a 0 only. Okay. So with the length of a CPU burst given in a milliseconds, apply round robin algorithm and find out average waiting time. So time quantum he has given 4 millisecond. Okay. So why I told you first come first service means, see, in this particular algorithm, process will be scheduled in the order of their arrival. Okay. And it is going to be preempted by the operating system itself by giving the time quantums. And it is going to assign the time quantum 4 milliseconds, 2 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds and so on. Okay, so you may require 20, 30, 50 milliseconds and so on, but operating system is going to initialize the time quantum to some values and you need to come out of the execution soon after the time quantum expands. But this allocation follows the FCFS. So that is why I have written the round robin follows FCFS and it can be preemptive. Whereas FCFS algorithm alone, it is not a preemptive. Right? So the first algorithm we studied, it is not a preemptive algorithm. But here round robin, it follows the FCFS. Okay, it follows FCFS and it is a preemptive. Okay, round robin always goes for the preemptive. Idralli non preemptive baralla. So preemptive barodu idralli. So the first problem I have taken. So we have three process. Burst time is given. Arrival time. All the process arrived at time interval 0 millisecond. Okay. So now he has given 4 millisecond. Andre operating system 4 millisecond ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಏನಿದು 4 milliseconds ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು time ಬೇಕು, that is not matter to me. Okay. I'm giving a checkpoints or I'm giving a time slots. Okay. So after that time slot you need to get out of the CPU. Or you are going to be preempted. That is the thing. Okay. So according to the FCFS order, P1 is the first process. Okay. So P1 is the first process. So this P1 process is going to execute for 4 milliseconds. He is having a 24 millisecond burst time. He is going to execute for 4 milliseconds. Why I am taking for 4 millisecond? Time quantum is given as 4 milliseconds. Okay, time quantum is 4 milliseconds. So that is why I am going to interrupt at 4 milliseconds. In a non-preemptive, I was interrupting after terminating this process. Andre nana process terminate agovargunu interrupt ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ನ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಪ್ರಿಯಂಪ್ಟಿವ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಿಲಿಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, 1 millisecond, 2 millisecond, 3 millisecond, I was interrupting the processes. I was checking the arrival time. Okay, and I was comparing with priority, burst time and so on. So in the previous algorithms. Now I'm going to preempt the process based on the time quantum. If it is 2 milliseconds, I was giving P1 is equal to 2 milliseconds. Okay, so it purely depends on the time quantum given by the operating system. So now P1 process was executing, operating system preempted the P1 process. So P1 process initially was having 24 millisecond. He got a slot of 4 millisecond. So it was updated to 20 now. Okay. So now we need to give chance for the next process. Which process? That is P2 process. P2 process also gets the 4 milliseconds. It is going to be equal for all the processes. 4 milliseconds means P1 should execute for 4, P2 execute for 4, P3 execute for 4. If you want still more, you need to wait for one round. Okay, let us see now. See, look at the P2 process is having only 3 milliseconds, but operating system giving him 4 milliseconds, but is winding up bit earlier. So no issues, he can wind up. I need not to wait until 4 millisecond. He can wait, sorry, he can finish up at 3 millisecond only. So 4 plus 3 will be 7 millisecond. So now P2 is directly completed. Okay, P2 is directly completed. So now coming to the next chance, that is a P3 process. So P3 process now is also having 3 milliseconds. Operating system giving 4 milliseconds, but still you need only 3 milliseconds. So that is also winded up bit earlier. 7 plus 3 will be 10 millisecond. Okay, so P3 also completed. So remaining processes P1 only. So now P1 get the chance. Again he got the chance. He was preempted here. Now he scheduled here. Okay, so again he is allocated for 4 more milliseconds. It will become 14, and here it is going to be minus 4, that is 16. Okay, since there is no other process, actually I can directly schedule P1 process until the end of execution. But in order to make you understand, I am splitting this one. Okay, next another 4 time quantum. Again for the process P1. Okay, so it will be 18. You can update this also. It is going to become 12. Okay, so another 4 time quantum for process P1. It is going to be 22 now. So why I am giving so many slots? Why? Because it is having 24 milliseconds. That is splitted into 4 millisecond, 4 millisecond, 4 milliseconds. Okay, so that is actually the drawback. Okay, so that is the drawback. It should be splitted for based on the time quantums. Okay, so next again it is going to be updated. So P1 is given chance 4 more milliseconds. So it will be 26, and again it's going to be updated. So it is going to be 30. So 12 was left, right? So you can update. So you're going to get 8. Then if you less minus, so it is going to be another 4, and it is going to be allocated here. Okay, just I have lessened the values. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗೇನೆ 4 ಲೆಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 4 ಲೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ 4 ಲೆಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ 4 ಲೆಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 4 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್. So it is always preemptive. So illondsala nodi, process P1 has executed for the first time, and so it waited until this 10 milliseconds. Okay, so and he again got the chance here. Okay, so he was preempted. So let us see the completion time now. So completion time remains as usual. Completion time of a process P1, it is going to be last time you need to take. So that is this one. So it has completed here also 4. I told you in the initial videos only. So last time completion you should take. So that is 30. So 30, 7, 10. And turnaround time CT, that is CT minus 80. So since it is 0, arrival time is 0. So you can write the same values as a CT. And waiting time, turnaround time minus burst time, apply the formula. You are going to get 647. You can just cross verify the chart. See, you can see in this table, P1 is having a waiting time of 6 milliseconds. You may get confusion. P1 arrived at 0 millisecond, he scheduled at 0 milliseconds only. Then how he waited for 6 milliseconds? So you just observe the chart. So he arrived at 0 millisecond and he was given a chance at 0 milliseconds only. But he was preempted at 4 milliseconds and he got chance at 10 milliseconds, right? So you less this value, 10 millisecond he got chance, and the last time when he was coming out of the CPU, he ended at 4 millisecond, right? 10 minus 4 is how much? 6 millisecond. Okay, so that is what I got through the formula. So by looking at the chart itself, we can write the waiting time actually. But for you people, I have written the formulas. Okay. So that is how we are going to calculate by looking the charts. So better you study with the formulas only. So then as usual, so go with the P1, P2, P3. So average waiting time 6 plus 4 plus 7 divided by 3. I think you are going to get 5.6 milliseconds. So that is about the first problem in round robin.